Hey there, welcome to Castle of Legends. Wanted to show you guys my Gaslands 1958 Impala project that I put together. When I first did a few cars, maybe four or five, I kind of did them all at once and glued some of the, kind of did the conversions and spray painted them all together after gluing them. And I have since learned that I like to try as much as possible to keep the cars separated and detail the interior as well as the exterior. But if you're going for the quick and easy model, it's probably this type of this example is probably a good something good to show you what I had done. So, anyways, so this is the '58 Impala. And as I was mentioning, that I glued the I'd started working on the conversion and glued everything on, and then I went over it actually with a black primer. But I do like actually this brown metallic color, and you can see a little bit here. So I've actually got the can nearby, and it's like a metallic rust, and I actually spray the model black first, and then I actually don't even let it dry. I spray it pretty much right after with this. So it created like an interesting texture to it. So you can kind of, I don't know if you can hear that, but it really kind of starts to show like really rusted metal right from the start. And then what I decided to experiment with, which I'll walk you guys through another project and how I did it, but you can cover this with salt and water. I actually use salt and water, so you put the water on, and then you put the salt on top, and you can mask off areas that you don't want to have painted. And what I ended up doing here is I had this actually masked off, but some of the paint leaked in and kind of created this effect here where it just looks like it's just worn away, and I really like that. So of course I was pretty happy with the way it turned out. With this being one of my earlier cars, I was gluing the mesh on the inside and wasn't doing a great job of it, but it still looks pretty good. And then this is one of the first cars I experimented with using pastels. So you can get yourself a set of these. I'll try to see if I can find the ones that I bought. Pretty sure I bought these on Amazon. And you basically get the pastels, put in a little tray, and you can kind of scratch off what you need. So you get all kinds of assorted colors, and then you take like an X-Acto knife, mix it with alcohol, and you can pick up from Walmart. And as you see my fingers, it's already just coming off. But the idea is that once you use the pastels and the alcohol and you start rubbing it on the car, like what I ended up doing is I had a lot on here. But then I wiped my finger along, and I kept the like the dirt and the grime in the grooves. And then I used a different color for the front, put a lot more rust on. What I also did for the Impala was I looked online for real Chevy Impalas and how the rust actually looked, and then I found like the rust was coming in here, so I thought that was pretty neat. And then with the salt that I put on it, you can see that the brown is still here, but the nice red that I used, which was like a flat red, the same red that I used from my speed racer car. I used it on this one as well, just to see how it would look, and pretty pleased with the outcome. For the bumpers and everything, I kept thinking, like chrome doesn't really, it corrodes and it pits and everything like that on like a real car, but with this, it was actually I painted everything, and then I ended up using actually paint markers again on this to bring back the silver and very carefully detail the lights and everything. I just use silver, and I try to actually do a little bit around the edges here, just to kind of bring out that old chrome piece that used to be there, you know, on like the real car. But this is how the 58 Impala turned out. And what I'll do is I'll take something like this one here, which I did actually dry brush a little bit afterwards for some reason. I think it was just to start to work on the windows. But the back, you can still see it's like that browny color. And, you know, I'll probably just leave it that way, but I'll detail this undercarriage with, you know, a paint marker, you know, to bring out the exhaust system. But, and this is just like a German flak gun that I got from a kit. I think it's a 1:72 scale, and took the whole axle, put it on the back. I actually glued it, you know, but I mean, I'll walk through another video for this particular model, but you know, just as a preview, this is another model that I put together that will end up having sort of the salt paint effect on it, and then you know, detail it out. But you know, the highlight of this particular video is, of course, the 58 Impala. So thank you very much.